Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is April 12th, 2019, and it is a good time to do a garden tour because a lot of things are happening right now. The temperature is getting really warm and my plants are just starting to take off. So I'm gonna give you like a really quick tour to show you what I have going on, and then maybe later in the season we'll do another one. So anyway, we'll start with the stuff that just came out of my garage because these plants here, they can't stand cold temperature. So I have some aloe there, and these are Christmas cactus. They're really cool. And here is one of my overwinter pepper plant, and it's looking really nice. Just chopped it back right there and here, and basically chopped the entire plant in half, and then it started to sprout new leaves and is looking really beautiful. And this here is my Jabuticaba. I got this from my friend Susan. I think this is over a year and a half old, and it's looking great. These plants cannot stand cold temperature at all, so when it gets to around 40s or whatever, it'll start to burn the leaves. It's too cold for this tropical plant, but it loves the summer weather, so it's looking great right now. Here's my big aloe plant that I placed in the garage as well, and I just finally put it outside, and it's getting pretty good amount of sun, so it's loving it. Here are just a few experiments that I'm working on. This is my tomato plant. This is the berries crazy cherry. I got the seeds from Paula, and I'm just growing it in this little bucket right here. I may give it more room later, but we'll see. Anyways, let me show you my lettuce. So these are the lettuce that I basically threw seeds into a container last winter, like maybe in December or January or something like that. And then once they grew, I thinned a few out, and then I got a few and put them in there. Every season I tell myself to not grow too many romaine and I failed every season. I just have a ton of romaine right now. So look how beautiful these romaine are right now. So they're gonna be great in salads. And then I have some daikon radish right here that I'm allowing to go to seed. And then that's my propagated vitex tree. And here is some sage. These are sage that basically I propagated. It's been outside the entire time. Sage are really hardy, and they don't care what the temperature is. It freezes or whatever, it's fine. It'll grow back, and now it's looking beautiful. Onions are great as well for cold temperature. And here are some more of the romaine. Look at this romaine. They're just beautiful romaine. So I'm gonna have a ton of lettuce this year. And when you harvest romaine, just cut a few leaves off. Don't cut the entire plant, because if you cut a few leaves, they'll just keep on growing, so you get lettuce for a long time. And then once you're ready, just allow it to go to seed, and you have like a few thousands, maybe just so much seeds. You can grow them as microgreens. That's what I usually do. And here are some more. So just separate them when they're like this big right here. Just dig them up and put them in its own container. Give it some good light. It prefer cooler temperature, so once it gets into like the 80s whatever, and then 80 degrees Fahrenheit, it'll start to bolt. So try to use them up before the temperature get too hot, or else the leaves won't be as tender anymore. So here are some more of my radishes. I'm probably gonna let those go to seed. This is just inside a container of my pear tree. This beautiful pear tree right here. This is the Shinko. And some more lettuce right there. This is my Persian lime. This is a lime tree that I grew from seed. I got a few limes from my friend Jesus in Puerto Rico, and I just grew it into this pretty large tree, and then when it got cold, I put it right beside my patio, under the patio, and it's still alive. I mean, it got down to like 19 degrees, and it burned the top of the plant, and so I just chopped that back, and now it's starting to shoot out new foliage right there. Okay, and I have to have some herbs every season, and normally what I usually do is, instead of growing them from seeds, I just buy them in the store. They're like big basil. These are Thai basil, and you can buy them like whole like this. Just use what you need, and then put the rest in water, and they will root, you see, and then you can grow those into plants. And these are the same. These are Perella. Man, these here were already rooted, and then the wind was so crazy, it blew this entire container over, and it kind of dried up, and I tried to save it, and I think it's working, but I'm not sure. It's just it went dried for too long. You see, those are the roots. It actually rooted. I was gonna plant it, but then it was a storm, and it just blew the container over, and then these cuttings here was just dried up. See, they should look like this. See, these here already have roots right there. You see, tons of roots, so I can grow them. I really love these green and purple Perella. They're really nice. And also the Thai basil. Those are my favorite. I always grow them every season. Okay, I'm gonna show you a few of my pear trees. This one here is a Shinko, and man, it is looking beautiful. I got this from Home Depot, and it cost me under $30, and I can't believe the plant is just growing like this. It's pretty nice and full, and I think it has 2 fruits. Not bad for being the first season. So let me show you. So here's there's just one right there. So Asian pear trees, they can produce on their own. They're semi self-fertile, but if you have multiple varieties in the same area, it will help the pollination, and you will get a lot more fruits. So I'll show you another one. And here is my 4-in-1 pear tree, looking beautiful. Lots of fruits right here. You see this? I've been pruning these, so that each clusters will have like 6 or 7 fruits like that. And I'll just let it grow until they get a little bit bigger, and when they get to the size that I want them to be, then I'll thin out the small one like this. Just because you should not have, you see how small the branches are, so they should not have too many per cluster. It'll just not be good for the plant, and it won't support the branch well, and it may break. Okay, and here is one of my raised beds that I made recently, and I have a video on how to create the raised bed, so I'll link you guys if you guys want to watch it. And here I have a ton of Arugula seeds, like just so much bags of it. So I just threw like thousands and thousands of seeds in here. I'm gonna grow them as microgreens, and I'm gonna harvest a few, and then the rest I'll just let them grow to larger plants, and then I'll have arugula for a while. So look at this. It's like the bed is blanketed with beautiful arugula microgreens right now. So you can actually just cut a few and use it. They're very spicy at this stage, so very good for you. So I mean, I really like the way they taste also. They're just really unique, spicy, green, and kind of like those strong arugula taste. So that is the bed there, just thousands of them. And here, another raised bed, and I have some purple romaine, and those are sorrel. I love these sorrels. They taste like green apples. And then peppers, they're not doing great yet because the temperature just started to warm up, so they will do fine pretty soon. And here is my other pear tree, and this is the Korean giant. It's the smallest. Nothing's gonna happen to this guy for a while. They're not gonna produce any fruit for a long time. All right, and here I have some more purple or red romaine. And here I have a bunch of spinach and some more romaine, some peppers, and also other red romaine. So as you can see, I have a ton of romaine. So these are my raised beds. They're very, very easy to make, and I think they cost a lot cheaper too. If you buy an actual raised bed, it may cost a lot more than this. Okay, some persimmons. So I cut this guy back right here. I want to keep it short. So now it's sprouting out new shoots and fruits. Look at this. Persimmon fruits everywhere. And these are my 2 pear trees that I grew from seeds. Started those in the mini hydroponic and then finally put them outside. I think they're like a few months old. And that is my Mexican thornless lime. Some more peppers, not doing too well. And here I have mostly herbs. This is my herb bed. And sage are just ridiculous. I mean, nothing kills this plant. And it you see those are all the new growth from it kind of like died back a little bit, and then spring came along, warm weather, and it just put out beautiful new leaves. And then the top is starting to put out buds. I need to trim those off because those are just growing outside of the bed, and I don't need that many. And look at the branch. Look at these. They're super big branches. They're just like trees almost. And then rosemary, just ridiculous. I started these from a very small cutting, probably this size. And then I think these are like 2 years old, and they're just falling over because it's just growing so much. I don't need that much rosemary, but they're so beautiful, so I just left them there. Maybe I'll propagate some and put them around the front of the house. And here are some Cuban oregano that I overwintered in water only. And some more Thai basil, and these are the red vein sorrel. Ground cherries. I love ground cherries. I grow them every season. They're like one of the best type of fruit to grow in your garden. They're just super sweet. Alright, I have more peppers, some tomatoes, and I'm gonna start to have some melons right here. Some more peppers over there. Those are peas and cucumbers and some peppers. So you can see those strings. I'm trying to train the cucumber to grow up there. So I made like a string trellis for them right there. These are the Japanese cucumbers. The Nokia and the Itachi, the white Itachi, is over there. And I have a comfrey. Man, this plant is like unkillable. So I had a huge plant last season. It took over the entire bed there. So I trimmed everything off, and then I found a bulb, and I kind of like cut the bulbs in multiple sections, and then I left a few pieces down there, I guess, and they just came back. So if you ever grown comfrey, they're like the easiest plant to grow and pretty difficult to kill too. So if you want something that's easy, unkillable, that's it right there. It will grow in heat. In the wintertime, it will die back, but the bulb at the bottom won't. So it'll come back. Like you see these new shoots right here? That came out of the bulb. And I'll show you, I took a small piece and I placed it in another bed, and I'll show you it grew too. So it's very, very easy to propagate also. Here is some more peppers. And the last bed, these are onions that I propagated. Got some asparagus that's still skinny, so I'm gonna let them grow maybe for another year or so before I get actual good asparagus. And there's the comfrey I was talking about right there. I just took a really small piece of the bulb, and I mean, I literally thought it's not gonna grow, but it did. So that is gonna be a huge plant eventually. So there you have it, guys. That is just what I have going on right now, and the plants are still small, but in a few weeks, maybe in May, this entire place is going to be covered with beautiful plants. So I hope you enjoy the tour. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below, and thank you so much for watching.